Hello, welcome everybody. Let me just fix some few things and we get started. But how has been your week so far? It's I'm just gonna look for some fire sound on the background, like always, and yeah. I need to speak not very loud because of my son that is sleeping next door. So I need to keep it quiet. But I hope that it is all right and that you can understand me. Yeah. Let's see. All right, here we are. Okay. So Juan Toledano, hello. How are you, sir? Welcome. Lucas Guerrini, hello. Welcome to the stream. Sergio Ponce, hello Miguel and crew. Hello, welcome. The Celestial Bear, I apologize. I missed part 1. Yeah, absolutely unacceptable. Very, very bad start. Of course. I mean, come on. It's been a while. Hope you are doing well. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much. I hope that you are doing great as well. And glad to have you back. So, welcome. Toledano, no problem. We can turn up the volume. All right. Good. Lord Commander Dante is a little bit sensitive these days because the teeth are growing. So, yeah, it's a little bit touchy. So, I need to be careful. Pro 4210. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. Renault. Happy painting, Miguel. Thank you. And welcome to the stream. All right. So today I will be continuing doing our Henry Cavill Space Marine character. I had a little bit of time, just like an hour or something, to do something outside the stream, so that's why it's not looking as we left it last week, but it's nothing major anyway. So yeah, so here we are. I need to do some things with the head. Still, I was wondering how to stylize his head, right? What kind of haircut and color. I mean, since he's supposed to be where I'm portraying him as a blood angel, so obviously I thought blonde, but that doesn't necessarily need to be the case. And if we would have to make him look as close to him as possible, so I was thinking that, well, make him black, the hair black as he is, then it would make more sense, right? So he would get closer to how he looks naturally. So that is my thinking process at the moment. I would love to hear what you think. Also, of course, I could make him bold or like more space marined him as possible. But yeah, this thing where the challenge, as I was explaining last week, where it's how to navigate this thin line and find that balance between make him look as a proper space marine, but at the same time keep his resemblance. Because if I make him look too much as a space marine, then what's the point? If you see what I mean. So if he doesn't look too much like Henry Cavill at the end of the day, then Renaud, your live painting sessions are the best to paint along with you. Just like Bob Ross, so peaceful and chill. I love it. Well, thank you. I don't know what to think about that comparison, to be honest. But yeah, I take it like on a positive note. But yeah, thank you. And then I'm assuming that you are painting as well, so that is fantastic. That is great. Peter, hey everybody. Not sub, but yeah, subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. All right. Okay, I see what you mean. What happened to Henry's hair? Well, as I was explaining, I'm at a point where I want to explore the possibilities with his likeness as a character and as to his person. So, as you remember, I was making him blonde since his Space Marine is supposed to be a Blood Angel, but again, not all Blood Angels are blonde. Many of them are, but not all of them are. And since the point of making this whole thing is just to make him as a Space Marine, so... And his black hair, his head is his hair is black. So if I make the hair black, then it will resemble more to Henry Cavill. So yes, that's in one hand. On the other hand, I could, go full mode into Space Marine and make him a little bit more space marine, with some kind of haircut more common to Space Marines. So maybe cut it very short or completely bald. So yeah, I'm exploring those possibilities and see what happens. But again, what do you people think? I'm on those situations where I'm at the moment I'm a little bit uncertain. So we'll love to hear your thoughts. Peter, those beautifully golden blood angel locks. Yes. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that really speaks as a blood angel, right? But he is not blonde, so yeah. The Celestial Bear. I have to go to work tomorrow, so I need to go to sleep. You are an inspiration to us beginners. All right, man. Take a good rest. Good night, and thank you for passing by and saying hello. And thank you. You are very kind. Juan Toledano, Blood Angels are not all blonde, so no problem with that. Yeah, exactly. So now it's about finding an option that feels right. Of course, I should consider making some cybernetic implants, perhaps. This is kind of funny because today I've been writing the script for the episode of the now I wouldn't say famous, but recurrent topic of my tutorial of how to paint Space Marines. So yeah, I've been writing about it, and specifically the episode that I dedicate to portraits, and talking about how to use different elements to your advantage to give more personality and to add story and context to the Space Marines. And I'm talking about this stuff, so it feels a little bit weird now that I'm putting it to practice after putting it into words previously during the day. I totally adore the way you draw faces. Thank you, thank you. How do you? Damn it! How do I read your name? I can't remember. I knew how to read Cyrillic, but it's been a while. Jacob, I love your art style. I gotta fire up the Wacom tablet one of these days and try mimicking it. Yeah, of course, you should. That would be fantastic, and that would make me so happy if even a tiny bit you feel inspired or compelled to paint and draw. That would be fantastic. Also, just in case any of you that are watching are interested, it is 2 weeks until my course starts, the new term at CGMA. It's a course called Narrative Illustration and Characters. So yeah, it's 2 weeks until it starts. So yes, if you are interested, just go and book your spot. It's a 8 weeks long course. It's very intense. There's a lot of work to do, and the subject is quite challenging, I have to say, but extremely important, which is visual narrative in and how to use it in art. So yeah, I will just give another shout out next week. But yeah, just in case if any of you are interested or know about anybody that could be interested. So yeah, just so you know. And of course, if you have questions about it, just feel free to ask. Or of course, go on the CGMA website and look for the course, and there's plenty of information in there. But of course, I'm here. I'm the one that did the course, so it's easier if you ask me. But yeah. I just need to keep an ear in case Lord Commander of the Blood Angels start to cry. Water Rescue. Hi, I love your work. Currently, I'm working on a Space Marine in ink. Oh, nice. Fantastic. Even more if it's with ink, and so yeah, that is fantastic. Which, by the way, I can share. Well, let me just think about if I share that here or not. Just sorry, things of live streaming. I'm not that well prepared, so yeah, just considering showing something or not. But yeah, fantastic. Anyway, Water Rescue. Love to hear that. And hearing that so many of you are painting Space Marines is putting pressure on me just to finish quicker the tutorial. Not that I need more pressure, or that I'm not willing to finish it, because as I said many times, I cannot wait to just finish with it and I can move on. But damn, it's hard work. I know I'm repeating myself like a broken record, but yeah, it's pretty much in depth. It's not a light tutorial of 5 minutes, crappy tutorial that you see on YouTube. It is, well, still I don't know exactly how much time it is going to be in length, since it's going to be divided in episodes, so it's going to be several videos. But I can say that it's I'm very, very, very confident that it's going to be more than 3 hours total, the whole series. So that's talking a lot about Space Marines and how to paint them. So yeah, it's a lot of work to put all that together with the little time that I have available. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, damn, I forgot to start recording. Is Dencho okay? Fantastic. All right. That the CH, the cho was the part that was really making me confused. So all right, fantastic. Thank you for clarifying. Pierre, love your work. Thank you, much appreciated. Thank you. Toledano, I wrote you a PM in Instagram, Miguel. I don't know if it is the best way or by mail it's better. Well, I don't know what you mean for what, but yeah, I will take a look. No worries. And then we can take it from there. Peter, when's the Patreon launching? Well, hopefully soon. As I said, I want to advance more with the Space Marine tutorials, and so because I have too many things on my hands at the moment, so I need to get rid of something. So first I want to be finished with the tutorials, and then I can finally jump into it. And another reason why I'm delaying things with that is that since everything with the Patreon is going to be related to or mainly to my personal projects, and I still don't have that much to share. I need to gather at the very least a minimum amount of material to share, to have something to kick it in. So plus I need to plan a little bit certain things, and yeah, so it's but hopefully very, very soon. As I said, I'm trying my very best to speed things up. But yeah, not yet. I can promise you I will let you know when it's up. Up. Right, let's paint a little bit because I'm talking too much. At least so I can pretend that this is a painting live stream, sorry. still haven't finished um, the the second season of The Witcher on Netflix with Henry Cavill, but and the thing, I'm kind of interested to hear opinions about it if you have seen it, because I myself, I haven't read the books of The Witcher, so my only experience with The Witcher is the game The Witcher 3 and nothing else. So I'm definitely not an expert on the story, the characters, and everything. And of course, I'm assuming that, yeah, being adaptation is gonna be way far away from the greatness of the books. Or, but I have heard many mixed opinions about it. Some people that think it is okay, and other people that are very, very disappointed. And the only thing that I can say from my ignorance, is that to some degree I'm enjoying it. It's kind of okayish. It's very light and to some way superficial, so there is not too much depth, which I'm assuming that it's a problem of the adaptation and not of the original material, but yeah, it is entertaining, but nothing more than that. I'm enjoying a lot certain aspects of it, but are more very superficial in some way, so they are not that important. But yeah, again, I'm very curious to hear about if any of you have read the books. If what do you think? And of course, I mean, yeah, I have also heard some people that they don't think much about the books themselves. I don't know. Other people consider them great books. So yeah, I'm very curious from my ignorant position on the matter. Pierre, you chose which chapter for him? Yeah, I decided to be a blood angel because he is a little bit. I mean, of course, this is very subjective and open to interpretation, right? But Mr. Cavill has a little too handsome face to just be the average space marine. On the other hand, he definitely has some heroic features, right? He has very squarish and strong jawline, and he has some strong features. So I was thinking that, okay, so since blood angels are supposed to be handsome or good looking in space marine terms, whatever that might be. So I thought that maybe that was the best fitting chapter for him to be a space marine. So yeah, that is why. I still, for example, in that regard, I still feel that he looks a little bit too. I need to brutify him a little bit more, make him more brutish, as I believe all Space Marines should look. But again, that falls back into what I was talking on the beginning about finding that fine balance between likeness of the person and getting characterized as the character that he's supposed to be, right? So, yeah. Jacob, 3 questions about a curse. All right. Renault, I really like how the blade goes across the character in a movement, giving it a nice dynamic composition. Thank you. Yes, that was kind of the point. I wanted to do a little bit more dynamic pose than just standing. So yeah, but yeah, glad that you like it. Jakub, first, how advanced do I have to be to join the course? 2, could you post a link, please? 3, it is 8 weeks long. How many hours per day or per week? All right. So to your first question, how advanced do I have to be to join? You can be any level, because the the course is not focused on a technical level. So I'm not teaching you how to paint or how to draw. It's about how to use visual narrative and to communicate through the fundamentals of art, ideas, moods, stories, anything. So it is about that. So you might be perfectly a beginner, and still that information is going to be relevant and very useful for you for later on. So yeah, that being said, those that are going to benefit the most are those that are intermediate or to advanced, because they will not have to deal and struggle with the technical aspects of the assignments, because they will know how to paint and draw. So they can focus on what the course is about, which is visual narrative. And those that are beginners will struggle, and they will have too many things to deal with in that regard. So yeah, I had plenty of students of all levels, from professional artists to very beginners, and it's never been a problem. So yeah, so you don't need to have a specific level, but yeah, if you are intermediate or advanced, you will get the most out of the course. So if you feel that you are a beginner and you want to wait, then that's perfectly fine. Again, you will get the most out of it later on, for sure. So yeah, that's the first. Second question, could you post a link, please? Yes. I can do it later. But if you follow me on Instagram, on my link on my bio, there is a direct link to it. Or you can it's very simple. You just Google narrative illustration and characters, CGMA, and you will, Google can do astonishingly good. Then the third question, it is 8 weeks long. Yes. So how many hours per day or per week? So the course is organized in pre-recorded lectures, which varied in length, but more or less overall they are 1 hour long. So you have one lesson each week that you can watch as many times as you need, right? So then there is an assignment each week that varies in length as well. Some weeks are a little bit more heavy, and others are a bit more light in work to do. And then, of course, how much time it takes you, it all depend on you. And there is feedback that will give you for each week assignment. And then we have 1 hour long Q&A session each week on top of everything, where we go through the content, the lesson of that week. But I take questions of anything related about the assignments, about the next week content, or past anything. So yeah, so that's more or less how it is. The course is structured. Let me know if this was good enough of an answer, or you need more specific details. Lucius, hey guys, this Space Marine is coming along nicely. Thank you, man. Thank you, and welcome to the stream as always. I think I'm more leaning toward just keeping his hair black, just to achieve a little bit more likeness to the real man. Juan Toledano, it's just asking you a question about portfolio. All right. I will take a look. No worries. The Art of Stephen Hall. Hey, dude. Love your work. Thank you. Much appreciated. That's very kind of you to say. And welcome to the stream. Sarhason. Hello, Miguel. I see you use the layers in a rare way. Can you explain how is the process that you use with it? What do you mean rare? I don't understand. It's pretty normal. What do you mean it's rare? What is strange about it? I just pick my layers depending on the new things that I'm doing, and once I'm kind of happy, I just merge them and I continue on. So yeah, what I don't get exactly what you mean, but about rare, and I don't take offense. So it's just that I don't understand what you mean. Gabriel, if you didn't read the books, I don't think it will bother you. About the books, people from Poland treat The Witcher as national treasure because it's strongly connected to culture and folklore of late Middle Ages of Slavs. Ukraine, Poland, Lithuania, Belarus. So many people are really emotionally connected to franchise. All right. All right. Yeah, I don't know if Lithuanians will consider themselves Slavs, but yeah. But yeah, okay. Again, I always take for granted that regardless of how good an adaptation is always gonna fall behind the original work, because no matter how good it is, it's never gonna be able to reach the level of insight and deepness and depth that a book can in that regard. So yeah. So again, I mean, from my perspective, it is entertaining, but nothing more than that. I see, I mean, from playing the game, of course, it's something pretty far from what the books can be, but I see the hints of how, what makes them so appealing, aside from the story itself. I'm pretty sure at some point I will eventually read them. But yeah, I mean, if there is something that I have a very strong opinion about the series, and it's something that I mentioned before, and it's a more professional opinion than anything. It's about the costume design and some choices that they that, funny enough, I get the feeling that they try to fix in the second season. I have absolutely no idea if that is the truth, if there is any truth behind this, or it's just me making my own stories in my head. But so what I'm talking about, just to refresh some minds, on the first season, I got extremely disappointed by the design of the armors of the bad guys. I can't remember the name of the kingdom, the empire, the ones that are following the flame, that are Chimerians, or yeah, sorry, I can't remember the name, because it does look ridiculous. It feels like an armor taken out of some kind of opera that doesn't make any sense as an armor, and especially if you compare to the work they did for instance for the game, which is absolutely outstanding design of armors and costumes and everything. So it is absolutely amazing work, right? And then they go in the series and they did these crappy armor designs that doesn't make any sense. It was very upsetting, because the rest kind of look quite good, so it didn't make any sense. So funny enough, I get the feeling that in season 2 they decided to kind of fix it, because they don't show any single of these people with those armors anymore. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens with that. The art of Stephen Hall. I have drawn some cool Space Marines in your technique style. All right, nice. It will be awesome to see some of them. If you're up to it, if you want to share it on the Discord server, that would be awesome. I would love to see some of it. Sorry, I forgot about Gabriel, it's not gatekeeping. Uh, more vulnerability to some aspects of world and hope to promote it as best as we can. Yeah, okay. Now, sorry. Now I get what you meant. Yeah, I totally understand. Jakub, thank you for answering. Well, no problem. That's what I'm here for. Jericho, hi there. I love so much. I'm guessing that you wanted to write. I'm so much in love with your work. I don't want to make assumptions, but that's kind of what I. Yeah. Thank you. I still live all the Primarchs you did. I still love all the Primarch you did. Did you inspired of famous actors for them? Do you have the list somewhere? Some of them, yes, and many others not. The thing is that since that was kind of all started as a challenge I did myself for doing some portraits in less than in 1 hour, and then I decided, what can I do something fun? I decided, I could do the Primarchs. So some of them I had a very clear idea of the direction I wanted to go, but many others I did not have a clear idea of what I wanted to do. So I decided to take some actors as that I thought could fit and use them as inspiration and reference for some of them. So yeah, some of them are. I'm terrible with names, and I cannot remember all of them, and some of them I don't. Now, if you ask me, I don't know their names. But the funny thing about those is that everybody was seeing whoever they wanted to see with each one of them. And like I'm saying, some of them are not based on any famous people at all. But still people were just making bets on the internet about who was who and stuff like that. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, some of them yes, but others not. The Art of Stephen Hall. Sorry, I read that already. Sorry. Jakub, have you seen the movie Blood of Heroes, 1989? That's the only movie that resembles your approach to scars and visible modifications. All great post-apocalypse movie. Blood of the Heroes. No, I don't think I have seen it, but I will make a mental note to check it up. Where is this film from? Is it an American film or from somewhere else? I'm from 89. Interesting. I know. Do you have students working and following your lesson on the same time? Yes. I do have people that are, yeah, like I'm not sure if I understand exactly your question, but yes, I plenty of my students are professional artists. So yeah, they are working and taking the course at the same time. If that's what you were asking. I mean, and there are others that are not working as artists, but they are still working on their thing. It's so difficult to paint and focus on talking to you guys. But going back to The Witcher, so any opinions? Nobody has really mentioned your own opinions about it. Are you liking it? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's crap? Do you think it's something in the middle? Do you think it does a good job adapting the original work or not? I'm very curious. Jericho, sorry I made some mistakes, forgot some words. Yeah, no problem. I'm the same when I write something on chats and stuff like that. It's yeah, I'm a mess myself. So yeah, no worries. Juan Toledano, I like black hair more than blonde too. All right, black it is. Wait, Lord Commander is crying. 1 second, I will be back. All right, I'm back. My son dropped the pacifier. Yeah, I love that English word for the pacifier. Lucas Guerrini, I just finished my take on Henry Cavill as a Space Marine, but the way you drew his face is much more consistent with his likeness. Oh, nice! You are doing that as well. Would love to see. Can you please share it? Feel free to post it on the Discord server. And if anybody can, pretty please share a link of the server. That would be awesome. If well, not that I'm thinking about if you can. Gabriel, in Middle Ages, Poland and Lithuania were one kingdom. Well, it was not a kingdom, right? It was what's the word in English? I cannot find a word in English, but there was no king. Gabriel, well, second season is really far away from books, I guess, yeah. But I think it's still entertaining if you don't stick to the details. All right. So, in your opinion, it's all right. Because I have heard very like as I was saying, very passionate opinions about that it was very bad in that regard. Like some people that were very big fans of the books were very adamant that they were extremely disappointed with the series. Juan Toledano, yeah, the armor design was weird, like Shena or Hercules from 90 series. Yes, yeah. Yeah, on that level, yeah, Nilfgaard. Thanks, Gabriel. Yes, there you go. Yeah, Nilfgaard. Yeah, very very bad design. It's like somebody felt very inspired and wanted to do something different, but it just like it doesn't make any sense as an armor and more. I mean, and again, there's this thing when you are creating designs for fiction and fantasy or science fiction, right? But it's based to a certain degree on plausibility. Things need to be what they are and need to work. So there is a very important and basic level of believability, right? Things need to work, and that design is throwing that out of the window completely. Just it feels like just like a costume, not like an proper armor. And again, taking as a comparing it to the amazing work they did, CD Red Project with The Witcher 3. They did, right? It's still fantasy. It's has its own design language, and you can see the different cultural differences between designs and aesthetics, but still is based and using real armors from history, and they managed to give it to make them believable, but still different from just historical armors, and it works for fantastic. So yeah. Montaje. So normally in my paintings I use few layers per character, if not just one. All right, so that's what you meant. Okay, well, I have to say that using a lot of layers, it's pretty common, and I myself, I like as well to use as little as possible. So normally when I reach certain level, I tend to merge all of them, because I dislike to having hundreds, like plenty of people do, right? Um, and in one way, I dislike having, like I'm saying, too many layers, but you have to take in consideration that at the same time it's extremely useful to work with lots of layers, because of all the possibilities that it gives you just to go back, modify things without destroying what you already did. So yeah, but basically what I do is I start obviously with one layer, and as soon as I'm happy with it, and I want to continue, but but it's something new and I don't want to destroy that base that I I really like, I start on a new layer, and until I'm happy with that, so then I merge to the original and like that. And if I don't do it, it's because I'm still not completely sold into it. For example, I know, you see, this one is already merged. I was going to say like this purity seal here. First I did the body in one layer, and after I would have done this purity seal on a separate layer. If I was doing it on the same layer and I didn't like how it looked, that meant that I would have to repaint everything that it's covering and doing it again. While if it's on a separate layer, obviously I just erased and just do another one, and I'm not altering the layer on the bottom. So yeah, it's extremely useful in that way. I mean, this is extremely super basic thing of digital painting. So that's why I'm a little bit surprised that you think that it's very strange or rare. But I understand at the same time, as I was saying, because I myself, I like to work with as little layers as possible, if I can. Of course, there are also certain circumstances, for example, with client work, where it is not very recommended to work with little layers, because they might ask with a lot of changes, and if merging everything in one single layer means that you would have to redo lots of things from scratch, then that's a bad move, right? Since time is money. So yeah. Let's see, for example, this. Okay, this is a good example. So I wanted to add some kind of weapon here, but I'm still not sure I want it to be this way. So if I just want to remove it or change it, I just can erase or something, and I'm not destroying. Let's say that I wanted to move it a little bit more here. Then I don't need to repaint this here, because I have it there, right? So yeah, at some point I will merge it, but yeah. Kriga, hey Miguel, great work so far, man. Thank you, welcome. Did Mr. Cavill see this yet? Well, I don't think so. I mean, I haven't done too much noise with it since I wanted to finish it before to give it a big shout out, really. And I hope that everybody can help me out when the time comes to make as much noise as possible so he can see it. Yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, no, I don't think he has. And to be honest, also better that he doesn't, as I was saying, until it's done. Means hi Miguel, nice work as always. Thank you, and welcome to the stream. On Toledano, I haven't seen the second season yet. All right, as I was saying, I'm enjoying it, and I'm liking it more than the first season. But again, that's just me. And I'm not taking it too serious either way. Cantabrian, hey Miguel, how everyone is doing? Pretty good, man. Very good. Doing a lot of things and being busy as always, but in a very good way. How about you? Once again, this is looking awesome, liking the black hair. Fantastic to hear that you like the black hair as well. Yeah, I think it's a better move once again for the likeness of Mr. Cavill. So yes, but happy that you approve, Cantabrian. The art of Stephen Hall. How do you approach adding small details and making all the parts of the armor look like they make sense? Well, what I normally would do with Space Marines is just to block the absolute basic shapes and volumes and make sure that they are working to a minimum degree, and I will not start adding details until I'm happy with that base. And sometimes I do the error to move forward without having made that foundation work perfectly and leave it with errors, and then I paid a high price later on because I need to modify a lot of things. And the problem with adding details early on is that they tend to make more difficult to see the errors of those basic shapes and volumes, and that's one of the and those same shapes and volumes are one of the biggest challenge of painting a space marine. So so yeah, I will go absolutely first with the basic shapes, volumes, and pose, and that it works. And once that foundation is well constructed and solid, then I will slowly start to add certain elements. For example, like you see these reliquary here, and for example the purity seals and something. I add them in a very rough way, just to see how it affects the pose, the whole thing. And yeah, little by little, once I'm kind of happy with it, then I start to add um, the details. But once I'm happy with that sketch or rough stage of those elements or details. So I hope that it makes sense what I'm saying. But yeah, that's the biggest challenge into making Space Marine in a correct way, in my opinion, is yeah, the volumes and shapes of the armor to work properly, because they are extremely tricky. And funny enough, because of how simple they are in some way, but because they are pretty simple shapes, they are not very complex, or but they are very challenging to do properly, especially when you start to add some more dynamic poses, right? So yeah, that's the absolutely most important part on the process of painting a space marine, in my opinion and experience. Maybe for some other people is different, and other things are more important or more challenging, but in my humble opinion, that's where the real deal is, and where you see most of people fail as well. And I myself, like I said, I am struggling constantly with it, and I do plenty of errors that I'm blind to them, and until some time after I finish a piece, I see them, and it just like makes me cringe so much, because yeah, that's, for example, why if I normally do it with any other type of work, I think it's even more important with or useful with Space Marines, because of it helps to highlight errors, and which I can already see plenty because I haven't clipped the image in a while. So yeah. And it happens pretty often that, like I said, I start adding certain level of details, and I realized that some things are not working on that foundation level, and I need to just almost start from scratch. And yeah. It's kind of cool, for example, that on the tutorial that I'm making, in one of the demos, unintentionally, it shows this problem, which is fantastic to show. Yeah, it was an accident. I wasn't planning into failing during the demo, but I do. So I need to fix it, and yeah. So that's was pretty, even though it was very annoying, but actually it's a pretty good thing to happen for the tutorial. Lucius, Cantabrian didn't find painting an astronaut that got too curious for his own good. Oh, interesting. Please, please, please do share. Peter, Policy Commonwealth. Yeah, Commonwealth. Yes, that was the word I was looking for. Yeah, thanks. Renaud, I wonder if your students have a job, not necessarily art jobs, maybe something totally non-artistic. Maybe they try to go out for an illustration career or something. Yeah, I mean, it's very varied. So, like I said, I have some people that are just interested in art and want to get good at it as a hobby, but I have professional artists as well, and I have students that are art students that want to become professional artists as well. So I have a wide range of people as students on the course. Richard, can't like this stream because of that Primarch abomination. Primaris abomination. Great evening to everybody. Anyway, hey Richard, welcome to the stream. Like always. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel your pain. I'm not that how do you say, I'm not such a fan of Primaris either. Um, from a lore perspective, I think it's a little bit forced and yeah, etc. etc. I didn't see really the point. But yeah, I mean, we need to accept it. What can we do? At the same time, I just, since I haven't painted so many of them, I just felt for doing one. So I hope that you can forgive me, Richard. Oh, sorry. I'm starting to get getting tired. The Art of Stephen Hall. Thanks, Miguel. I have attempted a Space Marine. I would like to show you. I think I focus more on the details than the overall shape, but I think I pulled it off to some extent. Oh, nice. Well, fantastic. If you managed. Again, for me, I think the where the essence of managing to do a proper depiction of a space marine comes into the basic shapes and volumes, and once again, especially once you start to pose them in something more than just static pose, and it really shows, because it's they are very very challenging, to the point that, in my humble opinion, I think if they are not the most challenging, they are some of the absolute most challenging fictional characters to paint there is, I think. Because they are, it's like, and the reason I think is a combination of the simplicity of the shapes in one hand, the fact that they are supposed to be able to move, be agile and dynamic, and at the same time the extreme bulkiness of the shape and the individual shapes of the armor, of the each part of the armor. Um, by the way, also I was curious, to see if any of you have tried it. I don't know if any of you know or have tried this game called High Fleet. I think it's an absolutely fantastic game if you are into this type of games. And I've been playing it as part of the research for my own project because it shares certain elements to the vision I have for my own project. But yeah, if you are into strategy games, it is fantastic. And you are into diesel punk, yeah, it's very, very immersive and yeah, absolutely amazing game, I think. Richard, still waiting for a Primaris Legion of the Damned. Well, yeah, yeah, that would be strange, but yeah. I mean, I think they managed uh, to justify and explain things in the lore, but barely, barely. It works, but just like this close to failing because it's so forced and yeah. Now I'm used to it, but yeah, it felt so unnecessary. I mean, obviously, it's just as clear as water that it was just um, a business decision and nothing to do with what was best for the lore and the universe. And then they decided to, I mean, they decided to do that, and then writers would have to make their absolute best to come up with a with a plausible explanation that makes sense in the context of the universe and everything. So I think they managed to come up with something, but just barely. I mean, it's just yeah. Legion Reaper. I'm working Henry Cavill as well. Oh, nice. Yeah, I feel that since he mentioned that that he would love to play as a Warhammer 40k character, plenty have decided to give it a try. Escudero Imagine. Buenas noches, Miguel. Feliz año. Escudero, muchas gracias. Feliz año igualmente. Bienvenido o bienvenida. The Art of Stephen Hall. Yeah, mine is default static though. Yeah, there's nothing nothing wrong with that. But it makes it easier. But like I'm saying, I mean, those shapes and volumes start to just fall apart as soon as you start to pose the character in a more dynamic way. Ache must be horrible to finally be good enough to paint Warhammer 40k professionally, and you have to do Primaris. Yeah, I mean, it's all right. But to be honest, the absolute first illustrations that I had to do for Games Workshop was Primaris Marines, and I had absolutely no idea how they were. And I mean, yes, on the basics they are almost the same as normal Space Marines, but still they have plenty of details and things that are different, and proportions and shapes that are different. And I think those early illustrations really shows my inexperience with Primaris. Because I was still not 100% familiar with them. But yeah, I even though I'm at this point, I'm now a little bit more okay and I have accepted it. But still, I will always be a fan of the original Space Marines to the core. I think, yeah. What can I say? They are the real Space Marines. Juan Toledano, this stream is making me want to paint Cavill too. Go, man. Go ahead. Next week, when I have finished some stuff, I'm doing it now. I will join the Adeptus Cavill. I love that, the Adeptus Cavill. Yeah, of course, join. We will have an army of Henry Cavills fight for the Emperor. Beep, 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 beep. Need to give him some nasty wounds on the face, scars. Something to show that he is a hardened veteran. But he has seen action. What if he has a strange eye like this? Let's see. Where am I with the chat? Posted it, Lucius. Posted it in sketches. Still very much work in progress. All right, we'll take a look. The art of Stephen Hall. How do I show you, Eric? All right, you were talking to Eric. All right. Juan Toledano. This stream. Man, I have read this already. Sorry, guys. Cantabrian. That's definitely one of many challenges with Marines. Posing in a way that is interesting and makes sense structurally as well as narratively. Well, yes, of course. Yeah, I mean, that's another layer that I wasn't even mentioning. What I was just referring in terms of strictly from a technical point of view of making a correct construction, solid and correct construction of the volumes and shapes. Then yes, then of course, if we get into this aspect, then it's even more important. And since the focus of doing it properly in that way will force you to do something more interesting, and that will mean just to take them away from just always posting them on the same pose, then you have to be very familiar with their shapes and volumes, because otherwise you are going to struggle immensely, and you will probably fail. But yeah, absolutely 100% agree with you, Cantaprin. Pontus, hello man, looking awesome. Have a good night, everybody. You too, Pontus, you too. Like, where the head connects to the torso, that's what I find to be the hardest part. Yeah, that's another part. I mean, there are plenty of very tricky places and elements. And then, of course, for example, talking about heads and the rest of the body comes into place proportions and size. And that's also something where people tend to struggle and fail, me included, many times. The Crusader, just tune in. This is looking fire, or fine. Thanks, much appreciated. Welcome. Hope you are doing good, Miguel. I'm doing pretty good. Thanks a lot. Thank you. How about you? Juan Toledano, I like Primaris. Just need time to get the grim aesthetics. I mean, from an aesthetic point of view, I think they look fine. I just dislike, for example, the aspect that they have a different type of armor for different things, which kind of ruins part of what made the Space Marines cool, which makes them more flexible, right? So now Primaris, they need to wear a specific type of armor depending on the job that they are going to do. They don't have an armor that makes more or less everything. I think I find that problematic, for instance. And again, it makes sense that they have done that in order to give you a reason to buy different miniatures, so to have more diversity of miniatures. But again, from a lore standpoint of view, I think it's a little bit pain. It gives a little bit of pain to see it. Oh, sorry, I need to go and check on my son. 1 second. We'll be back. Right, I'm back. All right, where were we? Yeah, we were talking about the armors and stuff like that, about the Primaris. Yeah, and another thing that I still prefer the normal Space Marines in terms of the design is that they. Sorry, once again. Sorry, I have to go. I will be back. Yeah, sorry. You might hear some baby crying on the background. Yeah, sorry about that, but that's such is life. All right, the art of Stephen Saul. Superman don't get scares. Yeah, no, he does not. Indeed. Josh Bentley. Good to see you again, Miguel. Just got back from a live drawing class and the art juices are flowing. Also, this is looking badass. Good choice with Henry Cavill. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. How are you doing? Yes, I think, and I agree. Henry Cavill, he could do a good Space Marine. Perhaps, yeah, like I'm saying, perhaps a little bit too handsome. I think Space Marines in general should look a little bit more brutish. So, yeah, that's part of the challenge. And by the way, just like a live session, live drawing session, I'm envious. It's been quite a while since I been doing some of it, and I really miss it. Observation source, magnificent. All right, thank you. All right, let's twist it, flip it back. The Crusader, feeling behind on drawing, been slacking for 2 days, and that's enough to worry about the algorithms screwing me over on Insta, especially when trying to grow. Yeah, it's very, very difficult to, at least in my experience, to grow on Instagram at the moment. I think. I wouldn't worry too much though. I mean, in terms that it shouldn't be our focus really as artists, even though it might be important due to the nature of the internet and how it works nowadays. But I think we need to put social media in perspective, recognize for the good things that it brings, and the great tool that they can be for us. But yeah, they can be also absorb you and make you focus on the wrong way as well. And it's very easy to fall into that. I'm just sharing my thoughts in general. I'm not talking about you, of course. But Lucius, time to pacify the Lord Commander. Yes, this time is my wife doing it. But yeah, Lord Commander of Imperium Nihilus, it's very demanding sometimes. And like always, for any of you that are new to the stream and have no idea what we're talking about, it's almost an inside joke now about my son, since his name is Dante, like the character from the 40k universe, which is the chapter master of the Blood Angels, actually. Completely coincidence, all right? Downfries Gamers TV. Miguel, do you ever sell all art pieces or incomplete half-done sketches from your back catalog? Um, w- what do you mean, back catalog? 'Cause I normally don't sell art like that. I normally, if work professionally as an artist, just work for clients um, in projects and for specific projects. But I don't sell art like in the traditional way. If that was what you were asking, I don't know. Just please specify a little bit more because I'm tired and the Crusader, very true. You can get addicted to the numbers and stats and even sell out in a way towards what's popular and maybe losing yourself in the process. Oh yes, very true, and that's a very big danger as an artist, in my opinion. I think it's pretty tempting to fall into that, and in the long term, it's a disaster uh, because you will end up doing things that have nothing to do with you and that are not fulfilling yourself, and for what? Um, so yeah. Um, mm, mm, mm. I mean, Blood Angels are renowned for having very highly decorated armors, right? So I think I need to go pretty heavy into adding details to the armor, like decorations and carvings and stuff like that. Um, George Bentley, I'm doing well, man. Ready to get after my art goals for 2022. Nice. I hope Lord Commander Dante and the rest of the family are all well. Yes, everybody's fantastic. Uh, Lord Commander Dante is growing teeth now, so it's getting to some major stage. So yeah, but everything and everybody's doing well. Thank you, man. Dumfries Gamer, for example, you are doing this picture of a Henry as a Space Marine for fun. Yes. What if someone wanted to pay to have a high resolution image of it? You haven't made it for a client has value, right? Well, you haven't made it for a client. But it has value, right? All right. I see what you mean. Uh, yeah, sure. For example, I mean, it might be a bad example because it is a mm, is a piece of fan art of mm, a I how do you say, like existing IP, right? So for that reason, it's a very touchy subject. This one of making money out of existing IPs. So yeah, I if it's things like that. If let's say if I'm doing a Batman and I sell copies of that Batman, it would be problematic as well. So unless it is something that it's mine, so it is not based on any existing IP, I will be totally fine selling it. And I think perhaps private commissions, even though it is maybe in a very gray zone, I can see that being okayish, because after all, it's a private person asking you something. But 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 definitely not doing this openly. Like no, I think that that would not be okay. But again, if it's a personal piece that has nothing to do with any existing intellectual property, then yeah, perhaps. But again, we are talking as well as on digital art, so it's more than about prints, or well, of course, maybe if we get into territory of NFTs and all these type of things, but. Why are you asking, by the way? I'm curious. Lloyd Davis. Hi, massive fan. Was wondering if you have any online classes that I could take. I want to paint like you. Well, thanks, first of all. And yes, I do an online class. I have an online class that will start in 2 weeks, actually. It's on the CGMA, and it's called Narrative Illustration and Characters, and is not a technical class in the sense that I teach how to paint or draw, but it's focused on understanding what narrative is and how to use visual narrative to use in your art to communicate ideas, stories, mood, etc., etc. So that's what it is about. So it's not a technical class in that sense, but it touched an extremely important subject that any artist should know and master. And sadly, it's something very much neglected. But yeah, so yes, that's the class I have online. Dumfries, what do you let people use your fab art base of an IP for free with your permissions? I asked because I organize Warhammer tournaments to raise money for charity, and your artwork would be amazing to feature. But I don't think I could afford to commission you to do something specific. I organize Warhammer. Oh, it's repeated. I know your commission price would be high because you are an incredible talented, but as I try to raise money and not spend it, you can see what I'm asking. Yeah, sure. Well, again, I mean, in that regard, as I was saying, and in this case, talking about 40k fan art, if I do fan art, is for the love of the universe and the fandom and the community and everything. So I don't do it for money. And once again, I think it wouldn't be ethical of me to make money out of somebody else's IP. And I think it should be that way for any artist out there. I think it's a very much spread and common thing, and I'm not gonna judge anybody. Everybody might have their reasons, but I think it's not right or ethical to do. But anyway, so I'm just doing it for the fun and for the love of the community and this universe. So I'm absolutely fine of people using my art or fan art for free. Because that's what it is for. Is for the community, for everybody to enjoy. Except if it's for making money themselves, because of course then that's twice as wrong, right? If in your case you are saying that it's to raise money for a charity and the tournament and everything, is like absolutely feel free to use them. I don't know if you are aware, but I put on my ArtStation online store fan art, Warhammer 40k fan art for free to download in high resolution for making prints for everybody for free. So it's out there. If you are interested, it's already there and you can download it for free. You would just need to do the prints on your own, but because ArtStation obviously doesn't want to sell the prints for free, but the files are there for free. So if that's of any interest for you, then go and check on ArtStation on my online store. You can also see through my direct linked on my Instagram account as well, I think. But if not, just just go to ArtStation and put Miguel Iglesias store, and you will have that there. And thank you for the kind words, by the way. I haven't said anything, but I really appreciate it. Thanks. Do you have a link to your online store? Not here. But again, if on my Instagram, I think you can. There's a link to my R station, and there you, I think you can navigate there to the store. All right, fantastic. If you found it, yeah. So I have two files. Two products, so to speak, for free to download. One is the Primarch portraits for free, and then another one with the rest of all my or most of my Warhammer 40k fan art. So there is nothing of the official art that I have done for Games Workshop there, of course, because that's that would be illegal. But yeah, just my fan art. Well, and I think with that, I'm gonna end the stream. It's already a little bit late for me, and I have plenty of things to do tomorrow. I have to get up at 6 in the morning, like normally, and it seems that the night is gonna be rough with Lord Commander Dante. I think he's gonna be he's gonna give a fight. So yeah, I need to have a sleep. So thanks once again, everybody, for joining today. Always a pleasure. Thanks to everybody new that joined today, and all those braves that decided to say something and say hello on the chat. And yeah, always a pleasure. I love doing this and talking to you, and I'm guessing that unless I don't have time to finish this before next week, we will continue working on Mr. Cavill Space Marine. In case I do finish it before the stream, I will definitely share it here next week, the finished version. Well, anyway, thanks again. Have a fantastic evening, afternoon, or morning, depending on where you are. And take care, stay healthy, and see you next week at the same time. Bye bye.